Elvis is the latest Funko album that I've managed to get my hands on. But I just got an email today that I got a new one coming in that I know a lot of y'all are going to be really excited for. I can't wait to get this video going. Let's get this started. If you're a 90s kid like me and you're not collecting these Funko Pop albums, I don't even really understand what's going on. These albums are some of the coolest things that I think that I have ever seen. And let me explain why. So in the 90s, we really didn't have like internet radio and the different services that you have today. For all of you people who don't know this, I'm going to take you down a quick trip down memory lane. We didn't have those services. They were very few and far in between. We had Siri, and then later on we had some other services, but that's beside the point. We didn't have all of these streaming services that you have today. So we went out and bought the physical album, right? And with the physical album came the cover of the album, right? Because that was all a part of buying it. You would then take the cover of the album out and you would put it in your sleeve, and most of us had books that were probably hundreds of CDs deep in our car somewhere, and the front of it you would have taken out the cover from the CD and put in there, and then you'd put the CD behind it. And that's what these remind me of, so much more than you will ever know. Now, I probably had a couple of hundred CDs in my life. The problem is I left my window down one day and somebody walked up while I was at the gas station. They grabbed the book and walked away with it, which was probably thousands of dollars. If you think $10 a piece times 200, I mean, just do the math, right? I mean, so that is how I lost my CD collection. I have a very mild CD collection now, but that's okay. I'm not really after a CD collection anymore. What I'm after is the Funko Pop album collection, which is pretty epic. This one is going to be the Ozzy Osbourne Diary of a Madman. This one should have been somewhere around the time that he decided that he was going to bite the head off the bat. I mean, which, by the way, was not supposed to be a real bat. He had actually done this skit hundreds of times prior to this. I say hundreds, it might have only been a couple, but he had done this skit prior to someone throwing a real bat on stage. Now, these are his words, not mine. Somebody at some point must have thrown a real bat on stage, and when he went to pick up the licorice bats, he grabbed the real bat, bit the head off, had to stop the concert, go to the hospital, get injections, what do they call that, the rabies injection into his stomach. Had to do that a couple of times. That's why they never ever did that again, was because of that. Now, this is number 12. I am missing number 11. I don't remember right offhand which one number 11 is. We can see that they fixed the biggest problem that they were having right here. So we have the top window, the front window, and then this little side window that we have going on right here. They had to add this piece for support because it was not getting enough support at the end of the day. They still did not put that plastic window in that they need to put in. That window, look, listen, let's just stop. Let's just stop it all right now. Pause for a second. This is what we're pausing for. We're going to pause for a moment of silence that Funko will quit killing these cardboard sleeves and turn them into actual boxes. Hold up, stop. Maybe they heard us, maybe they didn't. I absolutely doubt that they heard us. I don't think Funko listens to me at all, and they probably have me on 100 blacklist somewhere because I don't rave positive stuff about everything that they make. So I think that probably puts me on a blacklist somewhere. This one is really cool. Now, I do have to go get another shelf and add to my shelf because my shelf is now full with 1 through 10, and actually it only fit 2 through 9. I currently have to find somewhere for 1. It's a good time to go get a new shelf so that I can put these on there so that I can keep them running around the studio. This one, I'm going to get it all the way out of the box though and see if it's any easier getting in and out of the box than maybe they were before. They are still putting that plastic like outside cover on them. I don't really know why, to be completely honest with you though, because I think that that's also another like a bad habit that they've gotten into, is putting that plastic on there, because this is what happens when they put that plastic on there, right? So they put that plastic on there. moisture is then going to stay trapped inside of this, because the holes that are supposed to relieve the moisture are way up top here, and I'm going to see if I can get you a better look at that one, are way up top there. So if you don't puncture this piece of outside cellophane to let the moisture out, it's going to build moisture, and then your background piece of cardboard right here is eventually going to start warping, which is going to make it look really, really bad. You're probably going to want to get it out at that point. I don't really know what you would do. I have not run into that problem at this moment, but when I do, I will let you know how I take care of that one. Let's take a closer look at this. So just looking at it without the box on there, I'm going to be honest, you know, my friend Mr. TechBot believes that they look a lot better out of the box than they do in the box, and I kind of believe different, right? I kind of believe that the box adds a lot to this one that you otherwise would not have gotten, and I would love to hear what you think. Do you think the box adds to it? Do you think the box doesn't add to it? Throw a comment down below and just tell me, what do you think? Does it add to it? Does it doesn't add to it? What do you think? But in the meantime, while you're thinking about that and you're throwing your comment right down below, let's go get another shelf so that we can get these set up properly. This one is really cool, and it's going to look great up there with the rest of them. In hindsight, I probably should have got both of the shelves at the same time. I shouldn't have waited so far in between them to get the shelves, just in case by some chance they didn't carry that model anymore. I don't even know if that's a real thing, but I think in the future I'm going to plan a little bit further in advance than I did this time. Let's get this shelf hung up and see what they look like. So the shelves look like they're going to hold 8 of them apiece. I got the second shelf up. I'm really impressed at the way this is looking, and by the time that this is done, this is going to be pretty incredible. But before we get out of here, let's go ahead and see how far I've gotten now. That way, you know, at the end of this year when I do a full studio tour, you'll be able to see like from beginning to end. I just want to tell you that I truly appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. But before you get out of here, make sure you check this out. The one that started it all. The one that started it all. The Notorious B.I.G. We still got some room to expand right there, which is really awesome, because that just means that I'm going to have room coming up in the future for whatever ones that I decide to get from now, because I was only after 1 through 10, and now every one that I get from this point forward is just going to be a bonus. I truly appreciate you, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one.